Hey guys, it's Steven here back with another video, and today I thought I'd take a look at some players that could still leave Manchester City Football Club during this window, because it's been a little bit quiet on that front. So today I'm going to go through that and go through the squad and try and work out what's going on with our outgoings. But before I do that, I want to say there's only one day left until the Premier League kicks off. The 2021 season countdown is brought to you by Oddschecker, your one-stop betting hub. A big thanks to Oddschecker for sponsoring the 2021 season countdown here on Esteemed Kompany. This is the final day left of the countdown. One day and then the season kicks off. And if you like a pun, Oddschecker is the only betting app that you'll need for the Premier League season. Oddschecker has previously just been a place where you could check the odds, but now you can actually go and bet through the app as well. So it's kind of like Deliveroo for betting odds, basically. So you can browse it all and then actually bet with the best offer for yourself. And today they've asked me to talk about the PFA Player of the Year. And of course, I'm going to have to do that because Mr. Kevin De Bruyne was rightfully recently named PFA Player of the Year, and I'm delighted by that. And as according to the odds, he's actually favourite for next season as well, correctly so. You can get him at 7-2 on, or Sterling is second favourite according to the current odds. A sixes, which is interesting, and weirdly enough, about 8th on the list is Christian Pulisic, which is a bit of an outside bet there, but I can't really see past Kevin De Bruyne personally. He's the best player in the league, and I don't see any reason why he won't be the best player in the league next season, but I'd love it if it was Sterling, because that means he's had an incredible season. Maybe someone like, I don't know, Ake or Torres could surprise us. I'm not going to get carried away there, but Kevin De Bruyne is my bet. But don't forget anyway, if you haven't already, go and check the link in the description to download the Oddschecker app, where you can bet with all the leading bookies in one place. Please do gamble responsibly, and only get involved if you're 18 plus, because you have to be by law. But thank you for Oddschecker for sponsoring the countdown once again. So today though, we're going to talk about basically this bloated squad that Manchester City have got. We all talk about players going in all the time, but what about those players that could be going out? I'm going to go through the squad basically and look at players that haven't really got futures sorted. Now, I think it's fair to say in terms of goalkeepers, Ederson's going nowhere, Scott Carson's going nowhere. There are big rumours, of course, as well, as Zach Steffen could come in as the number 2, with Scott Carson being the number 3, which does leave a potential future for Muric, which I'm sure they will solve. There are some rumours that Muric could go on loan to Rotherham after a pretty disastrous spell at Forest, but we'll see. Looking through the defence, I think it's pretty safe to say that Kyle Walker, Laporte, Joao Cancelo, Mendy, and of course the new signings in Nathan Ake are secure. We've already seen Angelino go as well. I mean, I'm still very disappointed by that because I don't think the money is anywhere near worth it. Of course, that isn't yet confirmed. The latest report suggests that he's gone on loan with an option to buy for around 20 million euros total. If he plays more than 12 games for Leipzig, including 5 in the second half of the campaign, which is very weird. But either way, that option will most likely be taken up. Then City will apparently have a 40 million euros buyback clause, which is strange and weird. In terms of Mendy, I think it's fair to say that Mendy, even if he wanted to move Mendy on, no one would probably go anywhere near him now anyway, so he's safe. He won't be going anywhere, Mendy. Joao Cancelo, yeah, I don't think he'll go anywhere either. He started to really impress towards the end of last season, and I don't see any reason why Guardiola would suddenly just uproot him like that. It's been very quiet on that front, which does leave a couple of players. Now, John Stones is the one I think that could get the stay of execution here. Otamendi surely has to go. The only reason he's surely still here is because we haven't moved on. We haven't got in Koulibaly yet as I'm recording this video, which is a day before he went out. So fingers crossed something mad hasn't happened in the last 24 hours. But yeah, I mean, Otamendi is the one you'd think would be pushed towards the exit. I know it's really quiet on this front, but what I can see happening is if and when this defensive centre-half, they're all defensive centre-halves, this centre-back comes in, which is probably going to be Koulibaly, let's be honest. I think that eventually will happen. If not, I'm sure City will go for Diego Carlos last minute or something like that. But if that does happen, then Otamendi, I reckon, will end up going out on loan next season. I think basically they'll push him out the door very quickly. They won't get a fee for him, but it'll be one of those last-minute Manchester City loans where we basically pay for him just to go somewhere else. I reckon that will happen. But the reason Otamendi's still here is simply because we need to get his replacement in before we're moving on, which I think is it's a necessary evil. Likewise, Eric Garcia, I think that actually will move on. Garcia probably should move on, I reckon. I'm sorry, but I'm not really a fan of players hanging around if they don't want to be here. Hopefully, Barcelona will stump up around 20 million euros, which is probably still a little bit too cheap, but it's better than the 15, apparently, that they want to offer. Garcia, I don't think he's good enough to be a long-term solution anyway, so I'm fine with him moving on. So Garcia, I reckon, will probably end up moving on quite last minute once again. I think we'll get someone like Koulibaly, and Otamendi will go off on loan, and then I think Barcelona will offer 17 million, and Manchester City will go, all right then. But then they'll put in loads of future fees in potentially, and I think that will happen. So I reckon Garcia and Otamendi will end up going, which will leave John Stones with a stay of execution in terms of defence. Stones, I reckon, will hang around. I think basically Guardiola does like Stones, but doesn't trust him at the moment. But Stones is the fourth choice if you can try and learn from, hypothetically, Koulibaly, Laporte, Ake, in terms of confidence of finding his form from them. That would be good for him. Stones, I'm fine with that. So that just about covers everyone defensively, I reckon. Into midfield, I can't see massive changes here. I did miss out Zinchenko, by the way. Zinchenko, it's because I'm browsing Manchester City squad list and he got him as a midfielder still, which says it all about City. But Zinchenko at left back, it's a weird one with Zinchenko. Very weird. I've not seen any suggestion he's going to leave, actually. I thought he'd be leaving because he barely even played towards the end of the season. You know, Manchester City and Guardiola clearly didn't trust him much. At the end of the season, he was barely getting on the pitch at all. And given that whole shenanigans with his misses as well, slagging off Guardiola, I thought he was guaranteed to leave at one point. But it has gone very quiet once again. I do wonder if there are potential suitors for Zinchenko. I mean, surely someone would want him, but what price would they go for him as? I mean, if he stays around, he's barely going to play. I presume Mendy, Cancelo, even Ake will be ahead of them as first choice left backs. So where does Zinchenko play? What does he do? It's a very weird one. Maybe he'll be one that goes out on loan. I would say there's a 50-50 chance of him being here next season at the moment. Which is still a pretty high chance of him going, admittedly, and also staying. But I think it's pretty split at the moment. In terms of midfielders, though, we look around. Fernandinho won't play much next season, but I can imagine him staying around. Of course, there's no question mark about Rodri or Kevin De Bruyne or Foden. Gundogan is a very massive outside prospect. I mean, I'm talking about a 1 in 10 chance of it happening. Probably not even that high, but Gundogan, I reckon, still will be here next season, of course. And likewise, Bernardo. Bernardo didn't have a great season, but I think Guardiola trusts him. There were obviously talks during that whole Messi saga that Barcelona would want him or Morris or someone like that. But Bernardo, thankfully, is going nowhere. And hopefully, he can rediscover his form. He was good in the UEFA Nations Leagues, allegedly, for Portugal. So fingers crossed that can be the resurgence that he needs. Likewise, Mahrez, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll stay next season. I can't see any reason why he'd move on this late in the window unless anything crazy happens. You know, if something mad happened, I can see Mahrez maybe we want to move if we brought forward in, but I can't see it for now. And then, of course, Patrick Roberts is still listed in the squad. God, I mean, surely he's going long gone. And then the forwards. Can anyone see Gabriel Jesus, Aguero, Sterling going? Ferran Torres is obviously untouchable, which means basically I can't really see many people moving past. I would say Otamendi will probably definitely happen at some point. Otamendi will. Garcia, I think. Otamendi, I reckon, is about a 70% chance of it happening. Garcia, 60% chance. Zinchenko, 50-50. And then after that, really, I can't see anyone else. Gundogan is down a 1 in 10 chance or something like that. But largely, I think the squad... there's not many players that are probably expendable at this point. Obviously, David Silva's gone, which feels weird to go into a new season with no David Silva. He's gone, but we've already got, potentially the replacement in Phil Foden. I guess that's the idea on that front. And also, of course, Leroy Sané's gone, but we've got his replacement in Ferran Torres, but we didn't really have Sané last year. So Torres, if anything, is just a bonus on last year's squad. So that's it, really. I mean, I can't see wholesale changes. I think largely we're looking at a couple of defenders maybe going, and that's just about it, which is interesting. It's not quite the... I thought there might be a few more changes than that, but largely that's all I can see. Guys, have I missed anyone? I just wanted to talk about it very quickly. Do let me know in the comments who you think will end up leaving Manchester City Manchester City Football Club, and who you think will come in as well. I haven't got a clue at the moment, but I reckon we're going to see 2 players leave, maybe a third. Probably 2 players leave, and I think we'll see 1 more come in, but we'll see. Guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out OddsChecker if you're 18 plus and gamble responsibly in the link in the description below. Thank you for OddsChecker for sponsoring the countdown here on Esteemed Kompany. The Premier League's back as of tomorrow. Hopefully you all enjoy it. City are obviously on back for a while, and as you're watching this, I'm currently camping in the middle of nowhere, probably getting drenched with no signal whatsoever, no idea going on, but I'll see you very soon for another video. Love you all though. Subscribe, like, comment in a bit.